Mr. Fantastic, just complete dogshit hero. Like, never touch that shit. If you touch that, I'm just gonna report you, and I'm gonna ban you in my Twitch chat. So basically, guys, a lot of people, okay, that are in tier lists don't know a lot about the game. I just have to generally say it. There's a lot of players who are not very good at the game, and you can trust me. This is like a tier list from a genuine player, right? I am a world champion in this game, right? And I play the early season patch a lot because we have early access. Every pro player that is playing Marvel Rivals Ignite, right, which is a lot of teams, right, they have early access, and we play against each other on those early access. So I know usually what's like around that's like pretty good in this next season coming up, right? So for me, genuinely, right now, what I would actually like say is, of course, Mantis, right, is genuinely the best support in the game. Because right now, it appears that triple support is the genuine meta to play. Because right now, a lot of tanks are a lot worse. So a lot of things are more stationary. If you want to still make dive work, playing Mantis is extremely strong because it just puts extreme pressure on any angle. Very, very good hero. Really, really hard to deny him going on a flank with like a DPS. There's like almost no character in the game that can stop that. So it's generally a very good hero, like the best support in my opinion. Next up, we have Adam Warlock. I believe, and this is very important for me to differentiate, right? Because this tier list is going to be made for ranked in season 3.5, right? In professional play, ranked in season 4. And in professional play, there's two different systems. There is the ranked system and a professional system. And the professional system is with different bans. So in professional system, you have 4 bans, and the bans are for the opponent team rather than your own team, right? So if you ban a hero, the enemy can play that hero, but you can still play that hero. So it is a very, very different system, and I'll just generally tell my thought on how useful the character is at a time, right? I think Adam is extremely good. I think he's a A tier. Because his kit is just so good. The res is so overpowered. Self-res is so good. The burst damage. The best character to prevent dive. If you get destroyed by Black Panther, if you get destroyed by Venom, if you get destroyed by Captain America, going Adam Warlock is like one of the best ways to counter that kind of like dive playstyle. Same thing with angles, right? If you have a problem with Psylocke, if you have a problem with all of that, I know it might sound confusing, but he's very, very good into that because you can deal with those people yourself, right? Rather than having someone else deal with them for you. So that makes a huge, huge difference in the way how you structure the fight. And it's generally very, very good right now because a lot of the times, right, on defense, you can like have your team run in and rest them after making a play, right? And it's just very good. Next up, we got Black Panther. I mean, I think Black Panther is always going to be good. I think he's not a shit hero by no means. There's only like in professional play, there's kind of like only 2 maps where I see him strive. And it depends right now. The problem is against triple support, he's mid. Like triple support or Psylocke or any angle character that prevents him from developing, right? And even being in the case where he can go for the backline is very, very low. A lot of the times there's also characters that just prevent him from being good, like Raccoon, right? Adam, Ultron. Those are all characters that just make him unplayable, personally. So it's kind of vague, I would say. I would say he's a high C tier. I would say he's generally a high C tier. I have a lot more tiers than normally you would have in a tier list, because I think it's more important to have more tiers rather than less tiers, to have a much better overview on the general thing. I'm not going to do it by roles. I would prefer not doing that. Next up, we have Black Widow. Black Widow, kind of only good on 2 maps. It's like Yggdrasil Path and like the Symbiotic Surface third points. That's where Widow is really good at, because it's a very long sideline. You get a lot of opportunities, but usually she's like much worse than all the other choices, right? Because she has less movement cooldown. She's pretty good in 1v1s against melee characters, right? Because your E is pretty good, but generally she doesn't have like the best odds right now. Judging from Mantis being ranked up so high, I'm gonna think she's gonna get a lot of playtime. So I'm also gonna give her the niche C tier. That's pretty good, right? I think this is pretty fair to put her in. You know, maybe at the high D. She's definitely a bit worse than Black Panther and way harder too, right? So that's what I think. Hulk, I think Hulk Namor is insanely strong. in professional play and in scrims, Hulk seems to be really, really good. That comes with the fact that a lot of tanks are getting nerfed, right? Nerfed in the way that they become more balanced. Like an example, Emma's not completely overtuned anymore. Emma appears to be still the best tank to pick because of her grab. Her grab is just unbelievable. Her ultimate is really strong. But I think the tanks become a lot closer and in more balanced ways and more structures, and really depends on what you play Hulk in. But Hulk is going to be insanely good, and I think he's going to be B or A tier. I would say high B tier is fine. He's gonna need some kind of like things to get value out of, but it's gonna be hard. Yeah, I mean, we know that everyone wants to ban Hulk for the Black Panther team up, right? We all are aware. And with the team up, right, maybe it's gonna change a bit, and Black Panther's gonna be better. But trust me, guys, Black Panther and both Black Panther and Hulk become useless if there's an Adam Warlock or Ultron in the game. Like, it just becomes impossible to play those two heroes. And you guys will see what I mean if you actually try that. You know, no one tries it. Triple support with Ultron or Adam is just insanely broken, and it should always stop this dive combination. Next up, we got Captain America. Captain America obviously still gonna be A tier. There's no way around it. This character is just insanely strong. Touching the card, you know, there's no drawback on that. You can just easily touch the card at all times and get so much value by just getting time off the clock on any game mode, right? If you have the point capture on a domination map, you just touch the edge of the point, the enemy can't develop deeper into your team, right? Can't push your team because you're gonna touch the point and they can't even capture the point. They have to clear you first, and it's like a back and forth game. It's very strong, very annoying playstyle, very good at all times, right? So still gonna be extremely strong. The nerf definitely affects it. Like, the nerf puts him from an S tier hero to an A tier, I think. High A tier. I think the nerf does affect him because of the potency of the engage. Next up, we got Cloak and Dagger. I think, personally, Cloak and Dagger, she appears to be better right now than she was before. But better in the sense of every support character gets kind of the same treatment to how the tanks get treated. Like, every support becomes much closer to each other. Like, the really good supports get nerfed, while the slightly worse supports get buffed. I feel like it's pretty hard to say currently where Cloak is at. Like, Cloak is usually being played in some situations, right? When you have a front to back comp, when you have a Groot, when you get value from that ultimate. The general value from the Cloak ultimate feels extremely squishy into a lot of stuff, and it's pretty hard to make it work. But she's always going to be around in ranked, so I'm going to give her a high B because I think she's pretty good. She is certainly worth to get A. So we're gonna like decide later where I would put her. But she's pretty decent. She's much better now. Like, it's much better to play Cloak Luna than Cloak Loki was before, you know? Or like Luna Loki. Like, before, if you play Luna Cloak and Loki was open, you would just troll, right? Now it's a bit better, right? Like, playing Cloak Loki is a lot better now than it was before. Next up, we got Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, unironically, always an important character. I think just the idea of TPing back gives this guy a very, very high meaning, right? The question is, to me, what would you qualify as a good hero? Because in my opinion right now, you have to play Doctor Strange on every map at least once for the TP back to point, right? So that means that he's quite important. The question is during the entire game, right? Doctor Strange's biggest counter, unfortunately, are very good this season, such as Emma, such as Punisher, such as Wolverine, such as Phoenix. You know, those things just, it's very hard for Doctor Strange to thrive in that case. But I still believe that he's going to be insanely strong. Hulk is also a lot better. So Doctor Strange is not the best against Hulk, in my opinion, because you get pierced, right? Same thing with Captain. It's just not the same burst damage as you would have on Emma. But he's going to be very good. The buffs certainly were needed. I think the buffs are not as crazy as people think it is, because I played it. It definitely changes the way how you cycle, and you're going to do more damage. And I think it's going to be good. But I'm not sure by how much that is. I think a lot of people are overestimating the potency of the character, especially in the current meta. But I'm going to give him an A tier too. I think Strange is a fair A tier, you know? I'm obviously not going to put a lot of characters into the higher tiers. Next up, we got Groot. Groot is an awkward hero. Strange gets old pretty fast, but you gotta remember, like, in order for Strange to get old fast, you need, like, everyone to play into it from the enemy team. Like, they need to play generally very close to you, and currently it looks like there's not a lot of brawl thing going on. There's, like, mid-range, a lot of fights happen. It's pretty hard to get fights close range if you're not getting dived. Right? If you get dived, an example, then the enemy has to come closer to you. But the poke meta right now is so heavy, and the angle pressure is so big from all corners that it's pretty hard to get that. I mean, think about it, like Torch on a flank, right? That's currently the meta, and it's pretty hard to deny him, and Strange can't really do that, since he's too immobile, as ironical as it is, right? So next up, we got Groot. Groot, to me, a very favorite hero of mine, but he just feels awful on sometimes. Like, if you don't have a Magneto, and you run into Punisher, you run into Wolverine, you don't have an Emma, it's just straight up unplayable, and it's just very, very frustrating to play him. So, yeah. We have to find out where he is. But he's more of a niche character like Hulk. There is occasions when we play him, but there's also occasions when you just need to swap him off. You know? It depends on the bans in a way, and it's like not as noob friendly as it feels. It's certainly good to break spawn holes, because it's just very high damage, especially with the right combos. Like Moon Knight Groot combo is very good to break the triple tank, triple support spawn hold that is currently running livid in every convoy map and convergence map. So we will see. I think I'm back. I'm pretty sure I said what I think about Groot. I said Groot is like a niche character. I think he's pretty good for tank, but it depends when he's valuable. I would put him a bit lower maybe, actually, because he's just get like countered so easily. The problem is Groot gets countered, and it's not like you ban Wolf and then you're fine. There's just too many characters on the field that just make a problem to you. Like, even supports counter Groot in a way. Like, Loki used to counter Groot a lot, and it's pretty hard to find a good ultimate. There's double shield in the game that's, like, problematic to find ultimate. So, there's a lot of things, but he's pretty good to break spawn hold. That's why I put him higher. Hawkeye is pretty shit. I just have to say, he's just generally unviable. The problem is his movement cooldown. He just doesn't have one. And in a game where it's so important to like be around the map quick and to come back to fights quick, because it's very common to get entry picked by ultimates, like having a great movement cooldown or having enough sustainability is super important. Like, think about it like this, right? If you get entry picked by Groot ult or by Psylocke pushing you, it might not even be your fault that you die, but you take at least 20 minutes to get back to the fight because you have no movement cooldown to walk back from spawn. Whereas if you play like Torch or Psylocke or anything, you're like back in 10 seconds. And that makes a huge difference to the entire structure of the fight, the next fight that's happening, or the last fight, right? And getting spawn camped is so high, and it's pretty hard to dodge that, to prevent that. Like, you generally lose a lot of 1v1s, because you're also, your bow, like the issue with your bow is, if they remove the meter thing, that will make him honestly viable for duels. But if that is in the game, it just takes too long to like do anything. Hela is better than Hawkeye in my opinion. Hawkeye might be the F tier character that we're looking for. I have to decide later. But Hela is much better than Hawkeye right now. There's not a lot more that needs to be said. She's generally not as strong as people think she is. It depends on the situation, and I think she's gonna get way more playtime now than she got before because of the new team up. But currently it's like, why would you ever play Hela when Phoenix is on the board? You know what I mean? There's never a situation to ever play Hela, but this is what I'm saying. Hela, I think, is gonna be a lot better this season. I think no one in scrims or in practice has touched her yet, so I'm gonna give her a high C tier instead. I think it's fair to say. And I'm actually gonna move Widow down D tier, because I think these two heroes, give and take. Widow is gonna be good because of Mantis, so I'm not sure about these two. Iron Fist, I swear to God, guys, Iron Fist is OP as fuck. Okay? Iron Fist is so unbelievably broken, and I genuinely hate that character. Like, I actually hate that character, because it's a nightmare to play into with any tank that isn't Emma or Strange. Emma or Strange or Groot are like the only characters that are viable into this character. If you go flank with Captain, you can't flank. He just wins the resource trade against you. Hulk is kind of fine against Iron Fist too. Thing is okay against Iron Fist. So these are like the only ways to counter him. So he does have counters, but the general problem is you have to counter him. I think Iron Fist is actually an A tier character, but he needs effort, he needs good idea how to play him. It's very, very hard how to play him. I think he is pretty niche, and I think the B tier is kind of the niche tier, so I'm gonna put him there. I do think he has the quality to be an A-tier hero, though. Iron Man, honestly, we do it like this. This has to be how it is. Iron Man finds some use in pro play. Hawkeye almost never does. There's never a reason for Hawkeye to be good. Like, zero. It's actually crazy how little reason there is for Hawkeye to be good at all. Just not good at hero. Next up, we got Jeff. Jeffy boy, honestly, he will always find value. I'm gonna give him D because he's just not the best healer. He got a team up, so maybe I need to put him a bit higher. That'll be fine. It's pretty hard to give any support a lower value. If we come to supports, he's in D tier, right? He's like a D tier, but at that point we need to move it like this. I think I would be more fine with this if we talk about it being like this. I think it's fair to put Loki in a high B, top of B maybe. I think that's fair. I don't know if I want to put him A. It depends. He's still gonna be good. Yeah, I'm gonna put him A. It's fine. Luna also more niche, but she's always good. She's like the dive character to play with. She's important to play at all times, kinda. So Luna's gonna be a bit better than Loki, I think, personally speaking. It depends on the matchup you play. She's kind of the only character that enables dive, but dive is so nerfed now. So I think we're gonna see a lot more Mantis, Luna, Venom in ranked. That's, I think, what we're gonna see, personally. And she's good with Namor, she's good with like all of these characters to damage boost. Magic, I actually think Magic is one of the niche characters that's gonna be good. I think she's quite hard to make use of, but I think she's actually gonna be good, personally. I don't think she's gonna be bad. Really. I really don't think she's gonna be bad. I think she's gonna be decent. Magneto, undoubtedly, it's kinda like evident that the two most broken tanks are still Magneto and Emma. They're just so versatile, they counter so much stuff. It's really hard to judge against that. I think the Emma nerf doesn't justify it. I think Magneto's still gonna be the top of A. I think this is kind of fine, what we have right now, and I think this is how it should be. So I'm gonna like this a lot more. Moon Knight is good on two situations. That's why he's top of D. But Moon Knight is still not going to be the best hero. The problem with Moon Knight is, Moon Knight Storm is the most consistent strategy to beat Spawn Hold, triple tank, triple support. So that makes Moon Knight viable at all times. And that's a genuine problem. Because that means that other stuff's just weaker. But I think Moon Knight, in example, is kind of like good to deny that Spawn Hold. So I'm going to give him the D tier here. Alright, need to check something? Okay. So, next up, we got Namor. Namor, obviously, insanely strong, very, very niche. Whenever you play Hulk, you kind of need Namor. It is dependent, but I do think he's niche. He's very good as well. Like, B tier is very good for these heroes, so I'm going to give him that. Next up, we got Penny Parker. Penny Parker, interesting character in total. I would say she deserves a niche tier, but like for sure, like in the lower tiers, pretty dependent on a lot of factors if you want to make her viable. I think we might be able to make her viable, and I think she's a lot better this season because every other tank is just a little worse. That just automatically makes her a little better, but she's not going to be better to the point where she makes a difference. Next up, we got Psylocke. Oh shit. Oops. Psylocke, honestly, still very strong. She's still good. There's no reason not to evaluate her as such. I don't think she's like the S tier character anymore that she used to be, but she's still good. I'm not sure about A tier because there's like other DPS that I'll put there instead. But she's definitely good. Best diver, yeah, it's fair to put Psylocke here. Next up, we got Punisher. Punisher, pretty strong still, pretty niche, B tier, pretty decent character. Rocket, pretty weak this season in general. The hero is just not that good. Phoenix is just too good into it. The economy of the hero is not good. He's played in triple support, triple tank. So when you have 3 tanks, 3 supports. So I guess he's like Jeff. He's like on the same tier. He's like super niche. It requires a lot to make his hero work. In ranked, I wouldn't recommend him to. There's like different heroes to play in ranked, especially this coming up season. Next up, we got Spider-Man, super niche hero. I think there's not a lot of good Spider-Mans in pro play, so my opinion is maybe a bit biased. There's just no one. You know, I think there might be reasons to play him on occasions, but I think if he gets his damage back like he used to, then he's going to be viable. Right now, I think, though, he's not that good. So, gonna have to... Maybe, it depends, right? Because Nemo Hulk is good. Nah. He kind of deserves E or F. I would say E. Skull Girl is F tier. It's just shit. Just straight up just dog shit hero. Never play it. It's like literally the Junkrat of Overwatch, kinda, of my rival, I mean. But she's just shit, you know? I wouldn't recommend ever playing that hero. She's just, like, if you play that hero, you actively admit that you have shit aim and you can't get anything done on anything else. Star-Lord really good. Star-Lord is really, really good this season. I think Star-Lord deserves a lot more credit than he gets. I think he's less niche than people think, and I think he might be A tier again because he just does a lot. His ultimate is pretty good, especially into Mantis, into like all of the heroes, you know, into Loki. It's kind of like mid always, but Loki's a lot worse this season, and I think that will show. So I think Star-Lord deserves a lot more credit. I think Star-Lord is like one of the heroes that is just generally a lot better this season. Maybe high B, but I think A is fine. If we put Psylocke there, I feel like Star-Lord is not out of place. I don't really think Star-Lord is out of place. Storm, for me, obviously Storm has its perks. In example, Storm Moon Knight, you know, so I'm going to put it in the same tier. It's like the one niche situation to play them in, to break the triple tank, triple support. And that's why you play Storm. I think she's going to get a lot more usage now, but at the same time, I feel like she's not that super strong. Next stop. Okay, we did talk a bit about something. We did talk about Magneto and Emma being good. And I think it's fair to say both of them deserve S tier. I kind of just want to have 4 characters in S tier. I know this might sound awkward, but it's kind of what I feel like. But I'm fine doing this. I think 4 is a lot more playable, but I still think he's not very good. But it's not fair to put any character like this into worst tier, I feel like. If you want to put any, like, both of them are niche, both of them are decent. The game is actually quite decently balanced. I think Scarlet Witch is still gonna be shit, personally. Her ult is actually a threat now, you know, and she gets it way easier off because of the pull-in, but I don't think it makes a difference. I think she's not that strong still. She just gets pushed too easily. We have Venny. Venny is very good. He's very good. He's A tier. But at the same time, he's like, depends, maybe B. But Venny is very good. Venny is, he's very strong. He's very strong on every convoy map. He's very strong. He's not that good on every map that has a low ceiling. Every map that has a low ceiling, he's not that good on. But on every other map, he's just very, very strong. So I'm gonna put him in B. It hurts my heart, but I'm gonna put him in B. He's like Groot. You kind of need him when you need him, but you would prefer playing Cap over Venny still. Next up, we got Buckeye. Buckeye is also good this season. He's like Punisher. He's kind of the same tier. He's worth. Same thing with Wolverine. Also insanely good, you know, in the right situation. Mr. Fantastic, just complete dog shit hero. Like, never touch that shit. If you touch that, I'm just gonna report you, and I'm gonna ban you in my Twitch chat. Like, I'm serious on that, guys. I'm a very, very performance-based player. I only care about performance and in-game performance. If you believe Mr. Fantastic needs a buff or Mr. Fantastic is like nice to play, then I just genuinely will ban you. Not even rage bait, not even anything, just permaban. So just don't come in here and just like suggest something like that, please. Invis, unironically, one of the better supports right now. I'm not sure if she's a better Luna right now. It's kind of like undiscovered territory, but I think there's something about Invis that just makes her more viable, and I do think the team up that she gives to Torch and that she gives to Fing are very, very strong, and those two characters seem to be played a lot of the times. I mean, there's no discussion around it. Invis, I think, is deserving her A or B tier. She might be the highest B tier, maybe not A, but she's kind of like always the option, and she's not terrible comparison to Loki, Luna, and the other stuff. You know, the highest B maybe the highest B. Next up, Thing. Thing is very niche. I would say C tier. He's like very niche. It depends on what they have. He's good to counter something. He's good to counter Wolf. He's good to counter Magic. Magic is gonna be better. It's gonna be good at countering Iron Fist. But other than that, he's not gonna see a lot of playtime. Next up, and this is gonna surprise a lot of you. Okay, Torch. I mean, it's still the best character in the game. There's no way around it. It's just this guy's just warping the meta around himself. The possibilities to get value from him is just endless. The time you waste where people look at you, that's all resources, all value. It just aids to play against him. Everyone knows it, you know. It always feels like when there's a Torch in a game, and like it just feels like he's controlling everything. And unfortunately, I actually think the same about Ultron. I think Ultron is also deserving the S tier here. I think it's pretty fair to say that. I think Ultron is one of the supports that are very underrated. And I know you might call me crazy on this, but in scrims, it actually feels like Ultron is like an unbeatable final boss. It actually feels like it. This is just my tier list. You guys might not think about this, but it's very strong. You know, the issues with Ultron, you get so much passive value with just existing, right? What that means is you get your drone, right, onto someone, and you just exist and you just shoot people. And they get so much passive value, and it's so annoying to play against that playstyle. Because you can't really prevent that from getting value. And you will get so many opportunities. You can shoot the enemy backline on engage, right? You can play Ultron Venom, and suddenly you find there's a lot of pressure on the backline whenever you're in the open, and the Ultron gets good LOS. The Ultron is so good to denying angles, right? Like an example, if you play Hela and you don't have any healing on the angle, all Ultron needs to do is just shoot you once, you lose 50% of your HP, and then you end up not being able to play from that angle because you need to go back to main. And then when you go back to main, Ultron is the best at controlling angles, and then suddenly you find the people that just play front to back, Ultron is very resilient, and he's very hard to be pushed out because he's very, very mobile as well. So very good support this season. I think it's fair to put him pretty high. Next up, we got Phoenix. I mean, also S tier. Like, these two heroes, they're just too dominant. Like, they're just so unbelievably strong. You know, so many one-shot opportunities. She is gonna be a bit weaker this time, but that is, like, in ranked, she's gonna be so unbelievably broken. Because in ranked, it's still gonna be like, Luna Loki is still gonna be played, and Phoenix is really good into that. Phoenix is not that good into Mantis Ultron. So that's why now maybe it makes a bit sense, because you can actually not kill them. Yeah, I know I have. I need to finish this. Job's not done. Okay, I did say something about Ultron, but I need to clarify. Ultron is insanely good in triple support. It's pretty hard to push into him. He can follow up on any engage you do. It's generally very, very hard to counterplay him. So that's why I put him in S tier. I know this might sound odd, but Ultron Mantis is just very strong. You know, I think the combination of these two heroes are very good. I think the same thing about Phoenix. Phoenix is also still very strong. Phoenix is a lot worse into these two supports. So that's why these two supports are also very high. You know, Blade is obviously not that good. He's a niche character. I don't think he deserves the D tier, because I think he might be a bit better. No, he deserves the D tier. There's no way around it. If we put it like, Blade should be top of D, but then Storm and Moona needs to be in C. That's kind of how it has to be, if we want to put it anywhere. I think this is fine. If we want to put it, this is like a lot better than what I would like. And I think Angela is obviously like, she's not that good. She doesn't feel good. Maybe she can be playable if there's like new tags, but she needs a hot fix. Because the new hero that's this bad and doesn't feel, it feels so clunky to play her. I played her for like 5 hours. She's not that good. All right, I think that's it. Let me think about what I might change. Star-Lord is a bit high. Maybe Namor with Star-Lord. No, I cannot do that. Hela, maybe C tier. I think Hela C tier might be fair. I mean, I can't really change anything here. It's like I could change the order of things, but I'm pretty happy with what I have here at the hand. I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is okay. I like this tier list. Alright, we take this. This is the season 4.5 4 tier list in Marvel Rivals. If you want more tier list, remember to ask me, because I don't really care. I just play the game, you know. Like I play 7 hours a day professionally, so I don't really have that much time to do content. But I'm gonna try to focus a bit more on it in the future. And I hope you genuinely enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the tier list. So we will see.